My name is Benjamin Vidal. How are you all doing today? Sometimes I talk very fast. I will try to slow down. If I'm talking too slow, say, Ben, you're going too slow, okay? I don't have a lot of slides. I got a little demo, okay? I like to talk a little bit, show a little bit, talk a little bit more, and then there we go, okay? And so I chose Sitecore Horizon because when I was at Sitecore Symposium, they said they came out with a new editor. Hold on, let me get my terminology correctly. New editor, and I thought it'd be a good idea to show everybody what that new editor was and how it works. And so it's called Sitecore Horizon. Okay, so this is kind of a quick little agenda we'll go through. What is Sitecore Horizon? Sitecore says it's the next generation editor, okay, that it's creating or has created for managing content through a visual experience. You know, they still have the content editor, but right now it seems like a lot of people like to have that visual element when it comes to managing content. So Sitecore Horizon is supposed to be the next generation editor that Sitecore is saying it's great, it's cool. Okay.
Talking it up.
I don't know. I don't know. So I wanted to do a review on this. What is the fuss all about? You know. So to do that, I did some history. I went back in time a little bit and asked myself, well, what did Sitecore have in the past?
Previous self?
My previous self, exactly. So long ago in Sitecore version 4 and version 5. Woo!
I started at what, 5.5?
I started
Was it 5.3?
5.3. I started 4.3.2.1 in 2005.
But we had a 6, I think there was a 5.3 somewhere.
I'm gonna go through the history a little bit. Right. So, 2005, 15 years ago, Sitecore was about $5,000. You know, one instance, no SQL Server, ran all on XML, and they had a content editor. And then they had something called Web Edit View.
Oh, the green dots.
The green dots. So you would load up this view in this editor, and it would have little green dots here. And then you would have to click on the green dot. It would give you a little options. And then when you hit edit, it would open up the content editor. That was the visual editing in version 4 and version 5. Sitecore version 6 came out with something called Page Editor, and it looked like that. Very interesting. This is where it kind of had a little bit more visual element. They got rid of the green dots. They came out with this little bar at the top where you would click on the placeholder and you select your rendering and then you hit add. That's how you would add a rendering to a page. And that was in 2008. That's 8 years ago. Woo! Great. It's called, what was that? Is that 8 years ago? 12 years ago. Sorry, my math is off. Been up for a while. History lane. So when this came out, we were excited. Man, page editor, it was cool. Sitecore was hyping it up, but nobody built Sitecore using it until 2 years later when they kind of refined page editor in version 7. And as you can see, it's the evolution a little bit here. In version 7, we get something, actually in version 6, we get something called inline editing, where now you can edit your content by typing it, and then you hit save and it updates the site. So this has kind of been the evolution of the page editor.
Was it Experience Editor in 7?
Hold on, I'm doing this. So 2013, version 7, they kind of, yeah, I'm sorry. It was fun, kind of to see all this a little bit again. So they had the ribbon at the top. If you're using the current editor now, you're kind of familiar with that. They came out with these little things on the side where you click it and it pops it up, boop. And it used to make sound effects, but they got rid of that. And so this was great. But this posed some challenges in terms of getting people to edit. Everyone wanted a visual way to edit their content. But one of the philosophies of Sitecore, since I've worked with it, is that they want to make sure that presentation is separate from content. It's one of the backbones of this CMS that I love so much. which taking that philosophy made it very difficult for them to create a single page where a customer can go in and edit the content and then everything on that page gets published. That's how we got published with related items. That came out in version 7 and it did not work, okay? In version 7, okay? So, so these things have been here all the time. So it's just, it's for me, it's a little, I guess, nostalgic to see the evolution of how this page editor has morphed, okay? And in version 8 and in version 9, they changed the name from page editor to experience editor. Now, it had another name in between page editor and experience editor. I don't know what it is. I couldn't remember, but it was engagement editor or something. I don't know. So, but they came out with the experience editor. And an experience editor was a step up from page editor because page editor, it didn't work. You couldn't trust it. You would save something and it wouldn't be there. What you see wasn't the page that you clicked on. If you edit this item over here, it would end up over there. And so Experience Editor fixed a lot of those problems, okay? However, how many of you all have Sitecore today? How many? How many of you use Experience Editor?
Only when I have to.
Only when you have to. What is the main reason you don't use Experience Editor? I think there's one word, right? Huh?
Clunky.
Clunky. Okay, that's a good word. What word would you say? Slow. It is slow. Why is it slow? There's various reasons, but the main reason is that the custom site conflicts with what Sitecore is loading. Which in Page Editor it didn't work. It wasn't compatible. You load your site up in Page Editor will break, or your website will break. In Experience Editor, they made it a lot better, but it's just rendering all of this stuff on top, and then as a result, most people give up and they never go back to it. Okay, most of the customers, when we do training, we would do our Sitecore implementations. We will build Sitecore to use the web edit, page editor, experience editor, visual aspects. But because it was so slow and not responsive, customers didn't really feel the need to continue to use it once they learned the power of the content editor, okay? And throughout the years, I will say one thing that has been tried and true is since version 5.3, which is in 2006, the content editor has been the same. Same one, same content editor. You know, they've tweaked it a little bit, fixed a couple things, but most people use that to edit content. And I think one reason is because you can get your job done. You got to get some content on the website, and you don't want to spend 4 hours creating an image, uploading a module, associating to this item, sending it through workflow. Does this look good? No, it doesn't. Go back over here. Which one did I change? You changed that one. So that's kind of the experience most customers have gone through when it comes to the experience editor. Now, I'm not saying the Horizon fixes the problem. I'm not saying it fixes the problem. I'm just want, I want everyone to just understand the challenges that have been there. So, visual editing on a single page, using workflow and page editor. I don't know which content items I should publish. Speed of editing and conflicts with client-side scripting have kind of been the major challenges with editing in Sitecore from a visual standpoint. Sitecore Horizon. Has a new interface. It does auto saving now. So you make a change, it auto saves for you. So you don't have to hit the save button. In Experience Editor, if you make a change, if you add a component, before you can do anything else, you need to save. And then you need to wait 5 minutes for it to reload. And then you make a change and then you hit save. And then you need to wait 5 minutes for it to reload. Also has some new features. It has a simulator, page insights, and I just think it's faster. So. All right, let's do a little demo.
We did look at it last time. Just
I hope it
as a
works.
podium, like post-review,
Okay.
but we did not do a demo of it. We only had screenshots. And also to let you know, some of those things, like with demos, Sitecore is trying to make it easier for us to get access, especially for things like this, so that we can walk through and see what their new tools are. Usually it's a couple months before we're actually able to get our hands on things.
Okay. I'm gonna.
The question about the simulator, is that, does it simulate customer experience?
The viewport, basically, with a container around that viewport for the device.
Wow. It's going
Oh,
slow.
Does it simulate like a persona too? Like
Not right now.
Device simulator.
It's just a visual simulator. So I logged into to Sitecore. I got 2 versions. I really just did the bare install. Okay, it's not much into it, just for you all to see the experience editor. Okay, so install Sitecore 9.3. They got a new button here after I install Sitecore Horizon. It's called Horizon. Okay.
You have to install Sitecore Horizon on top of it.
Yes. So you install Sitecore first, and then you install Sitecore Horizon. Okay. And you will need a developer to install it. I'll get into that a little bit. That's on your local environment, you know. Okay. So I click the button. Let's hope it works. Did I click it?
Administrator at best. At best.
I think I clicked it too.
Click harder. Click harder.
So one thing is I am remoted into a machine that's not here. So I'm waiting for the data to transfer a little bit. So when you click on Sitecore Horizon, it didn't show it here, but this is an entirely different application. So I click Horizon. If I'm not logged in, it will bring up a login page. It will allow me to log in because I'm logging into Identity Server, which is required for this. And then launch an entirely new application. Okay, so I can actually go to this endpoint directly, log in, and begin editing my Sitecore website without having to log into Sitecore itself. Okay, so go ahead.
I did see you redirected to the identity server.
Correct. That's where I logged in at.
Right, but you're saying that you can go directly to the Horizon editor,
That's correct.
and it doesn't require the identity server.
It does.
Okay.
If I go there directly, it'll shoot me over to the login page,
Okay.
log in,
Okay.
and then shoot me back to
Okay.
the Horizon application.
You got 9 minutes, that's all.
I know, because I didn't take all my time, so I'm not going to say who did, but it's okay. So real quick, so this is just a blank Sitecore instance. My screen's a little small on the projector, but it's real simple. There's some text. I'll just type that in. I click. It saved it. That's boom, boom. And I don't know if you guys saw real quick, but this thing moved here, right? They also have some undo feature. I haven't used this yet. Let's see. Uh-oh. Woo! Can't do that today. So, I don't know. I don't want to break it anything. So, if I click on here, that's the editing part. If I click around, this is a component. It's called sample rendering, and I'm trying to click it right now.
It is clicked, it's just probably above the, see the blue's probably up there.
No, well, this is it's my sample layout that's clicked. I'm trying to click the sample rendering, which is right above here. If I go this way, I think I can grab it. Let's see. Nope.
Do they not have the?
No.
No, so obviously we noticed some differences here. I'm trying to click the sample layout so I can change the data source. Here we go. I got it. Sample rendering. All right. See, I think that's a problem already. They made it faster, but there's still some things that we need to work out. Okay. So you know what? I was gonna save this to the end, but I'll say it now. I kind of think this is kind of a preview of what's to come. Okay. So as we look to, I think we can say, hey, this is where Sitecore is going. I think it's great. I just think there are some things that need to work out before they say, hey, put this on your implementation, okay? So I would think from a technical perspective, I think they went this route because I can see from a business standpoint that they're looking to get into that SaaS model to really make sure that the application can stand alone. And this is, this is a .NET Core application outside of Sitecore, managing content inside of Sitecore, similar to the concept of JSS where you can manage content outside of the Sitecore infrastructure. So it's pretty interesting that they're going that way and they're doing that. But I also think that this editor is here because the one that they have just isn't working. Okay. So there's some quick things here. In this New Horizon editor, I can click on the tablet view, and it can resize the tablet. Now, unfortunately, this looks better on my screen, but this resolution is really making it look worse than what it really is. So I can go down to mobile, and then if I want to, as a content author, I can edit my content in the context of a mobile view, which is something that you can't do too. No, I think they just got those up there.
These devices are loaded up in the tree.
Yeah.
Because when I enter
You
it,
can add.
You know,
apps.
I haven't gotten that far yet.
those devices are.
Yeah.
Run in the tree.
We're able to configure different screen sizes and different devices to emulate.
You can.
I don't.
They haven't put out documents yet, but I mean, like the simulators in the past,
Yeah.
you've been able to modify that. And I don't know why they would have it outside of the tree to where you can modify that.
Let's just say it this
It's always
way.
gonna be changing.
I've been looking for ways to customize this thing. So one of the downfalls is it's not really extensible yet. Okay, I think it will get there, but today, if you look for a configuration of how these things work, it's not really there yet. Okay, but it'll get there. So that's the page editor view. You can click on a page. You can add a page real quick here. If I click this little menu here, click on Create New Page. Select this item, page 2. Done. Created a page. If I want to add a content item to a component, I only have one, but if I had a lot of modules, when you lift up your renderings, they will all show here, and I can drag them over to a placeholder like this. Just drag it over to whatever placeholder, let it go, done. It's much easier, I think, to do that than what we do today, where we choose it, we select it, and we have to hit Add Component. You had a question?
I may have missed, but I did not see you select the template to base that page on.
Oh, it came up.
Okay, I'm
Sorry, let me go back. You just hit Page. It would only allow you to choose the items, the insert options that you can select. And Sample Item is just the only one that this particular one has. I do have another version installed that's XSA, but since I don't have time, I won't have time to really show that, since, lost my time there. A couple people take it, it's okay, I'm almost done. Also, what's really quick here is workflow. I can just click Submit, hit Approve, type a little comment. You can still ask a question, and then hit Publish Page, boom. And I believe the good thing about this one is that it works. Okay, so works.
Is there a configure option to either change the template or even change the layout or the renderings on the template?
Like the
No,
configure tab?
I think it's a.
No.
I think it's a. What you mean? Like, what do you mean?
Like the configure tab, where you can change template.
No, not in here. This is strictly just for editing at that purpose.
But essentially, you could go in and change the rendering from a 2-column to a 3-column.
Oh yeah, you can do the same thing that you can do in Sitecore today. It's reading the same values.
Yeah.
So it's reading the placeholder values. It's reading all the insert options.
But
So
it
you can
just
still
doesn't have
insert the same
all
items.
The ribbon options that come from
No, it removed all of that. I think the idea is to make it
Slimmer.
easy, slick,
Well,
thin,
I think
from a
Site-
usability standpoint.
What Sitecore's trying to do is they're basically setting the standard and saying, here's the way that we're moving, here's the model that we're using, now let's go improve on it. So they had to make that stake and say, this is the model now going forward.
Yeah.
So then we gotta start thinking about, okay, this is MVP, this
Right.
is,
Right.
what's the next thing that we need to do? We need to, how do we change up insert options? How do we change up configuration, all that kind of stuff.
So I can use this to give me a nice, good editing view if I want, and then we can kind of see that content there. Okay. Hopefully you guys can get the picture in terms of what they're trying to do. There's a simulator up here. If I click this simulator, ooh, a little fancy.
You got
Got a little
timeline down at the bottom.
images over here. Look at that.
Can you apply rules?
Oh yeah. No. So you can't apply any personalization rules yet.
You can't insert an image.
So, hold on. Let me clarify that. Stop taking my glory a little bit. I'm joking. No. So one thing I noticed as I was going through it is in the rich text editor, it doesn't allow you to insert an image. So I'm going to actually report that. Say, hey guys, I should be able to insert an image in the rich text editor. So as a result of that, when I saw that, I don't think this is production ready. I think you can use it, you can play around with it, you can get comfortable with it. I would not say, hey, the reason to upgrade to 9.3 is for the Horizon editor, which I thought it was, but I no longer think that today, and the world will soon know my opinion in 2 to 4 weeks when I write my blog post. All right.
Tonight, you're gone.
In a little bit. But you can do links or whatever. It's minimum. It's not necessarily reading the editing controls from Sitecore. So I think there's a lot of work to do. But I think the UI, it's fast. I compared this to Experience Editor with the same exact content. And you also saw how quickly this updated. The Experience Editor took 10 seconds more to do the same job. So speed, I think, is going to be there, but they have to improve it. Okay? They have this little area here called Page Insights. Let me click on that.
Right next to it.
Oh yeah, sorry. That's Page Editor.
That's if you need
They
to
need to
get
change
back.
that I. So
That's if you get back.
Page Insights, there's no data, but basically you can see some of your analytics data here for the page that you're on if you want to use this in terms of editing. Okay, so that was pretty cool. Then you can click this to go back to Page Editor. I think the icon needs to be a little bit different, but that's just me. And that's it. Okay, so .NET Core, separate application, is nice and slick. I don't think it's production ready, but it's a good start in terms of where Sitecore is going to go with Horizon. As they update it, as they make it better, I'll do more meetups on, hey, this is what they did with the new Horizon editor. Make sure you get it because it's going to be the way of how content's going to get updated, and then hopefully you can start really being, really using it to make content easier for customers who feel the content editor is overwhelming. Okay. Any questions? Other questions?
So, if it's a separate install, does that mean you still also have Experience Editor?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You are correct. I wanted to show that, but Brett took my time. So,
That's all it talks about.
no, Experience Editor still works. So it does not replace Experience Editor yet.
Okay.
I don't think it will.
That
Yeah.
is the plan, or?
I have no, I can't say what they intend or not intend to do, but I don't think eventually, I think they'll phase it out. But I think they need to wait till they get all the functionality into Experience Editor. There's a lot in Experience Editor. There's Experience Explorer. There's all this optimization and testing that you can do. There's the personalization of the components. So they got to rebuild all of that in a different application that's not the main application. One other main issue that I have with the Horizon Editor right now that they didn't think about is that it's not multi-site yet. So what it does, it finds the first available site in the system, pulls that, and then uses that guy. Yeah, so that's, yeah. So, but I think there's the facility there, the plumbing to fix that, but it's not there yet. Okay?
I have a question about device size. So you were showing tablets and phones.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just to show you, like, you can't, let's say you want your headline to be something different on a phone just because it's too many words, as an example. You can't go in and say, now I'm going to go into the phone view, I'm going to change what the headline is just for phone, save it, and then go back to, like, desktop view and still see the.
Ooh, that
Asking
sounds
for too
cool. Let me
much.
write that down. It don't do that, but I like that. Let me write that. No, it doesn't do that yet.
Okay.
So Sitecore doesn't really do that yet unless you use
No,
a
I
different
know it-
unless you use a different rendering and you personalize on it. So you can't achieve the same logic.
Right.
You would have to say for this device, let me use this rendering and point to this content to show different content depending on the device that you have.
Right, but wouldn't it be cool?
Yeah, to
Go
do
in
it.
there and have it just remember, okay,
Exactly.
tablet size, you're seeing this. And
Right, similar to what Chris kind of showed us a little bit in terms of just auto saving it. That would be cool if we implemented that there. So
I can only imagine that if the logic is implemented to do that simulator or the device detector would display the proper rendering, right?
yeah, I would assume so. I mean, Sitecore has device detection in it
Yeah.
by default now, so they'll have the facility to do that. But that's a great feature. Maybe I should create a plugin for that. Exactly.
Does the simulator simulate existing personalization rules or anything like that?
No, I think right now it's
Like if
just
we have rules applied in the site.
no. You know what? I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
It basically just shows you final layout, published final layout.
But you know what? I don't know if it would actually That's something I need to do. I need to see if it was personalized,
Yeah.
what rule, what condition
Yeah, what conditions
would it use in order to display here? That's actually a pretty good question, right? Because if a component has multiple conditions, then the question is which ones does the Horizon editor pull in?
Right.
I have to test that out. That's a good one.
Pretty sure it's default,
Yeah.
the one at the top. But,
Yeah. Have you tried it?
no.
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Also,
Cool.
I don't
that
see
rich
anything
text
at least.
editor that you were, is that a rich text editor, or is it just text?
That was a rich text editor that we were typing in.
'Cause I only saw.
Yeah.
We're at time, guys.
Yeah.
Just like letting you know, if you want to stick around for a few minutes, you can. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's been good.